Oh, this is super awkward.
To think we still have to have drinks with the captain.
Maximilian somewhere is going, go on, keep going with this, keep going with this. That leaves not only Jody, but that leaves the captain available too.
Wow, I'm gonna have so many women.
You're welcome,
throw
Maximilian.
two of the 4 boys of my party out of the picture, and now we've keep going.
Hello?
And since Leonden and the captain are related, nothing can go on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
How unfortunate.
how unfortunate. Yes. Go ahead.
Gets up and drinking too much. Yeah, this is a good talk.
Yes.
Very flustered at this point.
Delwyn is blushing.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't-
absolutely.
I don't know if you've ever seen Delwyn blush like this before. Like he seems.
Yes,
Oh, no.
my character's grinning, which you don't see my character grin like this often.
So
Well, it seems the wine is taking effect. Your face is turning red.
No, I think it's your Elysian wiles, but well played. Oh,
My character does kind of like this. I don't.
it's that time.
My character's like,
I think I'm due to have drinks with the captain. He's just kind of awkwardly trying to get out of this conversation.
okay, so is Delwyn trying to leave, trying to exit at this point?
Yes, exit
All right,
stage.
Delwyn's going to try to exit, and Gwenhael, I mean, you can react however you want.
yeah.
It's been a good talk.
Oh, well, I think the captain might be a bit preoccupied right now. Come on. Let's...
Preoccupied, I told her I was coming for drinks. Don't
I
wanna
had to
keep
talk
the
with-
captain waiting.
I've already talked with her.
When?
The moment I got back onto the ship, I said right up in front of everyone I wish to speak with her.
You're crafty.
Takes one to know one.
Yes, clearly.
If this is really making you uncomfortable,
No, not uncomfortable. Just caught off guard. We've had a lot of bonding tonight, and don't want to ruin the trust, Just,
I don't think the trust would be ruined by this, but if you wish to miss, then
you're a good guy. Just kind of awkwardly pats
Friend
him on the
zone.
shoulder. Another time, perhaps. It's getting late.
alright. Well, we have consumed a lot, and the food was delicious.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Thanks, Leoden, for that.
Yes, it is getting pretty close to turning in anyways, so...
So I'm just gonna slip out and get some air.
All right.
Really warm in here.
Delwyn slips out, gets some air, and what happens next?
Delwyn doesn't want to be late for his meeting with the captain.
Delwyn, you will meet the captain in her room, and she's... and as you enter, she's already sitting at the table and says... She has her, her elbows on the table, and she's like looking up towards the door and says, "Oh, there you are. Running a little late, are we? For a moment, I was thinking you would never show."
Oh, no, I couldn't leave you waiting long. It's just those Orlesians, they talk so much.
Yes. She motions you to the table, and she will pour you a glass. The wine is nice. It's not as nice as the Orlesian wine, but it's nice. So, she says as she takes a sip, "What were you and the elf talking about?"
Business. You had a lot to chit-chat about circle stuff and
I'm sure.
about where we're going and...
All right.
Try not to blush while saying all this while you're trying to
Talking-
evade.
talking about his life and...
Anything I should be concerned about, dear?
Oh no, not at all. Nothing you need to worry about. That's for sure.
Fair enough. You guys will continue on with your pleasantries.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything specific you wanted to talk to her about.
Nothing specific.
If not, what are you doing for the night?
Well, I would hope to spend the night there.
All right. Roll a seduction roll.
Much
if that's where
nicer bed.
should I ask for a seduction roll? Or am I not asking you for a seduction roll?
You can ask for a
I
seduction.
will ask for a seduction roll.
I've got a question though. Shouldn't afterwards using so how sensitive is your character to that, or how much is that going to be in your mind? How well could you actually go through with going through with this after those attempts? Is I'm wondering
Okay.
whatnot. I know. I'm just saying. I'm asking about how her character would go about that.
Very well, apparently.
Well, you want a penalty I stunted, so...
Was that your roll?
Yep.
Okay, let me see my roll.
2 for Max.
2 for Max.
Oh, Max. Yeah, Max.
Okay. Last night was very pleasant indeed. Fun times, very pleasant. Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Comfy bed.
Yes. Next morning rolls around.
Can I
Yeah.
do some stuff before?
Yes. Go right ahead.
As I finish my dinner and talk to Plim and all that,
Yes.
and as I woke up to my bed, I need to. Oh, I'm sleeping here, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna knock on the door to Gwenhael.
Sure. Go right ahead. Gwenhael. This will happen after, shortly after Delwyn excuses himself. So the door knocks. You might think it's Delwyn knocking, but go ahead.
Okay. Yes? Who is it?
It's me, Maximilian. I need to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Can't you open the door?
Puts up the rest of the stuff.
You open up the door and you see that there is.
Oh, Maman!
Oh wait, what are you doing, Gwenhael? I was gonna say unless Gwenhael is.
I open the door.
I was gonna say you open the door and on the table there is an open bottle of wine and 2 glasses.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Delwyn and him had dinner. So
Okay.
yeah, I step inside.
Oh, no, I had put most of that up actually. I just said I put the stuff up before I let him in. That's why I said Uma.
Oh, I see.
So
That's
I
why you
actually put
said
most
wait a
of the
minute.
stuff
All
up.
right, so never mind. He put
You
all that
might see
away.
that he didn't put.
Although he may have...
I probably left the wine up.
Yeah, I'm
May have
guessing
forgotten the
I
last
smell
one.
the alcohol. Nothing else.
Yeah,
Sure.
So
And there might still be a bottle of wine partly seeable in the bed or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I don't know where. Yeah, because there aren't many places for you to hide anything. So yeah, that's fine.
yeah, I just put some stuff up. But yeah.
Go ahead.
can I see that he's flustered? Like,
If he's
not so drunk, but
Gwenhael, are you trying to hide your flusterness?
Oh, I don't think my character was extremely flustered. At this
Okay.
point, I think he might have had a couple minutes to calm down, but
So maybe he's not that flustered.
that may be very slight or whatever and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
He does seem a little bit more loose right now, though.
He does
actually.
seem loose. Okay.
yeah.
A little bit looser than usual.
I close the door behind me. This is pretty uncomfortable, but I need to talk to you about something.
Oh? Well, what is it? I'm always willing to help my friends.
Very good. I need to talk to you about blood magic.
No,
Have you been drinking?
yes. She does it. No, yes, I have.
Well,
Only a little, though. Just a little.
I've been thinking you're a mage, and I've been hearing about this blood magic thing.
Yes? Where are you going with this?
I just talked to Plim. He said I was probably dominated or something by magical means, and I think that might have done something to do with blood magic. Is that true? Is there somewhere I can research this? Perhaps on when we come back to Kirkwall? It
Well,
troubles me greatly.
Mon ami, there is lots of information in here. Yes, it's true. Is that blood magic can influence their mind and control and alter people's way of thinking.
I knew it. I knew Plim was right.
Whoa, I need some more information. I do not... I'm only hearing half of this.
It was just before all of this. He said I acted strangely. I did things. I killed people, children. I know this is hard to... I would never do that, but...
No,
what
you do not seem the
it could
sort.
be? No, I'm a guardsman. And I've been hearing about blood magic and how it can control people. Or actually, Plim had. So I'm guessing that's something like that. Maybe if I knew more, I could make some sense of all of this. So I know this sounds really strange. We're not supposed to even talk about this, and I trust you. But I need to have my back when I go to the Circle of Magi in Kirkwall to do some research on this.
Yeah, I can certainly do some research while we're back into Kirkwall. And wait, so this happened before you were transported through time?
Yes, I can't make any sense of it.
How well do you remember these events?
Nothing at all. It's like I was not even there.
This is very strange.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I know nothing. I only know what's. I know very little of blood magic. It's forbidden to learn. But
yeah,
I
of
will do my
course.
best
I
I
would
can.
not assume you to know anything about that, of course. But perhaps you know where I can find the information.
Yes. Perhaps someone at the tower that I might be able to find. Someone might be able to lend some information on blood magic.
Thank you. That helps a lot.
I'll do my best. I can understand why this would be upsetting. I'll handle this for you, my friends.
I'll look into it as well. But let's go there together next time. All right?
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Very good. Well, after that, I'm just gonna leave and go to bed.
Okay. Over breakfast, you overhear, by the way, some of the crew saying that one of the crew members, not any of the main NPCs, but one of the crew members isn't feeling well this morning and was coughing up blood.
Ugh. Wow.
They're talking about taking him over to see the champion of Kirkwall and see if maybe Kane might be able to provide some sort of solution, like potion solution to stop whatever illness this is, because it seems like it could be something serious. If their person's coughing up blood, that's not normal.
Yeah.
Well,
Coughing up blood. Coughing up blood.
well, guess it's one of those sea ship sicknesses people get, right?
Certainly not. Okay, so Gwenhael might actually investigate this a bit.
Sure.
Who does he need to talk to get so he can investigate this?
Yeah, you can talk to any of the crew members and they can tell you where that member is sleeping, or resting at least. So are you gonna try to convince them that you're some sort of doctor? Is that like what are you gonna say to them?
I just noticed that I'm a mage. Not.
One of
And it probably mentions like mentor was a spirit healer, expert in healing arts. I did not learn all the things, but perhaps I can look see and perhaps have yield some additional insights.
The crew,
Maybe even my magic can be some help.
the crew will say, "All right, if you think you can help," and they'll take you over to the room where the person is staying. Right now, you see that one of the crew members is dabbing the forehead of the person who has been inflicted with whatever sickness this is. Roll a heal check for me, Gwenhael. I think healing is under... Is it under... Yeah,
Which is a cunning.
Cunning. Go ahead, roll a healing.
18. And it's a
Nice. You look over the patient. You look at you examine the patient. Eyes are dilated. Has a horrible, very serious fever. A lot of chronic cough, again with blood. And you make out what appears to be the beginnings of pox-like things forming on the person's skin.
Something about this is so familiar.
You with an 18, you will know that these are pretty much the exact same symptoms that Eveline had before she passed away.
My eyes widen. Backs up a bit. I do some whatever medicine I can to help make him feel better and whatnot. Hopefully that helps a little bit.
Hopefully that will help a little bit, but you, as far as you know, this is something that Eveline herself was able to find a cure for.
I know. I'm just trying to make them as comfortable as I can while they might die.
Roll me a separate healing check for treating the
Do I get a bonus for having? Do I get a bonus or anything like that? I'm not sure if my stunt has anything.
I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a +1 bonus for knowing what the disease is, or at least being able to identify it to your best of your ability.
All right, I don't know what the stunt bonus would have given me before.
Oh,
so,
stunt bonus.
Yeah, because I had a stunt before, so I'm not sure if it can because I know some things can carry over into the next turn. I don't know of any medicine stunts and stuff. So.
With that stunt, I will let you add +3 to the next healing roll to treat it, so that the person's more comfortable. Go ahead and add.
All right, is that with the is that total of +3 or
total of +3 total?
Okay.
And that uses up all 5.
18 again.
Okay, you are able to make the crew member as comfortable as possible, and the crew member seems very appreciative of this, and asks you, "Scholar, that's what they call you, right?"
Yes, this is what they've been calling.
Tell me, since you seem to know very much about this, how serious is this illness? Am I going to make it?
I don't know.
He coughs. I see. He doesn't. The crew member frowns but doesn't respond, and another crew member is like patting, comforting him.
Right. I relay some things that they need to continue doing to help make it comfortable, and typical things, try to help people get back to health. Though I know in the back of my head it won't really help, but
The captain comes in at this time. She sees the patient and she frowns. She goes over and starts, kind of comforts him as well on the shoulder, and she's just talking to him, asking him things like, "How are you feeling?" Asking him, "Is there anything we can do to make you more comfortable?" To which he'll respond that Gwenhael has been helping a lot. And the captain turns to Gwenhael and says, "Well done, scholar." And she turns back to the individual and says, "Don't worry, you'll make it. You'll make it, dear." And with that, she turns back to Gwenhael and she says, "Come with me."
Yes,
You
Mom.
leave the room and you step out, and she takes you privately in the hall and she tells you, "So you know what he has?"
I do not know exactly what he has, but before I was transported, Swincy 20 years ago now, I suppose. My mentor, an amazing spirit healer, mastered normal forms of mundane and non-magical forms of healings and magical alike. Very well as the best healer in all of Olay, or maybe even Ferelden. She had a run-in with the sickness. She did not relay much to me.
And there's a cure, though, yes?
She passed away from the same sickness, we believe.
So there is no cure, is what you're saying to me.
I do not know that. She had notes back at the tower in Olay.
The captain looks down. She swallows. How much time does he have left?
Would I be able to give even the vaguest, the foggiest idea?
Eveline fought a good fight. And if you remember, the funeral took place a week after she started showing the symptoms.
Right.
So I would say she basically passed away within the next 5 or 6 days.
Did I get any information before when she was talking about it and within that week and whatnot about the sicknesses and stuff?
You did.
Whatever?
You got information, but there were just a lot of dead ends, like trying to figure out what the source of this. The only thing that you were able to figure out is that this is not a natural disease. This is something that's more magical in nature. So, which means that it's not something that is necessarily contagious. If it was natural, it'd be something that could be contagious. Because it's more of a magical disease, it's something that's inflicted on you versus it's something you catch, if that makes sense.
Right. So I could probably normal people who didn't put up a good fight. Did I get any idea how long those people usually lasted?
3 days. So that the fact that Eveline was probably treating herself with the best herbs and the best things she could think of, which allowed her to survive 5 or 6 days, give or take.
Right.
Average person would be 3.
Eveline lasted a week, and she was a skilled healer, and she was probably doing the best she could, and had great willpower. Most tend to last at most 3 days. I can do the most I can, and maybe, if we're lucky, I can do something, but that is, unfortunately, the best I can offer.
Is it contagious? She asks.
I suppose there can be some solace in knowing that, as far as I can tell, that it is not contagious. The source may be somewhat magical in nature, and is something that is maybe inflicted.
You're sure it's not contagious?
It's very mysterious, but I am as sure as I can be about this. I believe that it was almost random when it would occur, so as long as everyone takes the precautions, we should be fine. If it was going to hit, then there was nothing we could do about it. For now.
She grows silent. Then she turns towards you. Thank you, Scholar. And then she leaves and goes back into the room.
My character would have nodded very slightly when she said thank you, Scholar, and said, Mom. And
okay. She nods and she will walk back into the room where the sick person was. What happens next?
I feel this is something important that I should share with the group. This weirdness.
Okay.
So I guess this happens, we go meet in the breakfast and I mention it or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still eating.
Yeah, you can bring it up at breakfast.
Where's Delwyn? Still in bed?
Yeah, Delwyn, are you going to be rising late? I mean, the captain's already out and about.
Yeah, a little bit late to wake up.
You can stroll
But he'll
in.
get there.
You can
Yeah.
stroll in just as Gwenhael is coming back from breakfast.
Good morning. Had a good night.
Yes. Was a rather revealing night, I guess would be the word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is the situation like super awkward?
You tell
Am I
me.
sitting here-
You tell me.
Good.
He used a very blanketed term, revealing in that, situation with Gwenhael, and also revealing in that, well, no clothes were involved with the captain's side.
Depends how much I can do making with Gwenhael when you say something like that.
I just shrug. Youngsters.
So, well, choices of companions are not really something that's important right now. I have actually something to say, or
Well then.
I'm sure some of you have heard about a crew member who was taken ill.
Well,
Yeah.
Captain said she had to leave early in the morning, and
Yeah.
must have been what that was about.
I went to go check it out, hoping to lend some of my talents with medicine. And I made a very disturbing discovery.
That would be.
When I was back at the tower, my mentor, was investigating a sickness in, I don't remember the town, out of character. So,
In Redcliffe.
It was Redcliffe.
in Redcliffe, strange pox. She went there. Yes, a strange pox-like symptom. Many reasons for it was being strange.
I heard
Hoping
about
to-
that.
Delwyn heard about that, yes. Good.
Yeah, there was
And-
talk about it going on in Redcliffe.
She went there to see as much as she can do. She was probably one of the best healers in Orlais, and as I like to tout many times, maybe the best in Ferelden. But that's up for debate. It's not important. What is that she could not figure out the sickness, and when she had returned, she had grew ill herself, and it would have seemed that she passed away from the same illness. The illness of the crewmate before seems to be the same sickness.
What are the symptoms of this sickness?
He would rattle off some of the symptoms.
The
and
same
whatnot.
symptoms I told you all. Yeah, out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Maximilian, those symptoms sound very familiar to you. Extremely familiar. In a personal level.
That's very disturbing, Scholar. I have known people who have died from similar symptoms. I'm not sure it's the same sickness, but it was bad. You see these scars I have on me?
Yes.
Not wounds from battle, wounds from sickness. I was one of the few who survived. It was not pretty.
You survived? I'm trying to remember if she's ever mentioned anyone surviving the sickness.
Eveline never found anyone who had survived. She had never discovered anyone who survived the sickness. So if what Maximilian is saying is true, and if he also had the same sickness, then he's an anomaly. But
By the Maker.
why is he an anomaly is probably the question.
By the
Right.
Maker. Gwenhael says, like, by the Maker, and then Gatsby's like, no one that Eveline was aware of had survived the sickness.
Well, here I am. Strength of will and strength of body, my friend. Or maybe I just got lucky. I don't know.
The plot
I
thickens.
think... I do not know.
But this can't be a coincidence. There are
It
too
looks
many
like-
things happening right now that doesn't fit. I want to see
Starting
this
to
man.
think that the circle isn't the best place to start now.
If you're going to see him, you must be very... He is ill.
I
I'm sure I
know.
do not have to tell you how to handle ill people.
I've seen this before. I've been at a deathbed. I said my goodbyes to these people who died of this sickness. I had not wished to see it again, but if it's here, well, it's like facing an old enemy once again. I stand up. If you excuse me.
Okay. Where does Maximilian go?
Just up to the sick person.
You'll go over to the sick person and you see that the captain is sitting at his side, and she's basically she's got his hand in her hands, and she's just, comforting him. And yeah, that's, you go inside, and what do you do?
First off, I bow down to the captain. Captain,
Guardsman.
I heard your man was sick.
Yes.
Do you mind if I take a moment to look him over? I am no healer, but I might have some experience with this kind of sickness.
She looks a little puzzled, and she turns to the patient as if asking for permission, and the patient slowly nods. Very well. And she gets up from the bed.
I move up to the bed and kneel down behind it, beside it,
Mm-hmm.
and look at his face and body, see if I can see any pox scars.
You can. You've seen this before many times, so you recognize it right away. You're very convinced it's the same thing. Very convinced.
I take his hand and smile down at him.
He
When
coughs a little bit, but he
when it
accepts the
gets-
hand. Go ahead.
yeah. When it gets worse, my friend, just remember the good moments. Remember the ones you loved. Remember the glorious deeds you did. Think of happy times. Trust me. It will help pass away. And I take a deep breath, squeeze his hand, and step up. Stand up.
As you stand up, you hear the crewman say, "Thank you, guardsman."
Is all I can do. I turn to the captain. Those were the same words I used when my father died from the very same illness. Well, at least I heard my mother say.
Ah,
It's all I can do.
so you've lost people to this as well, the captain says.
I'm not... Yes, I have. And the man you see before you, he was formed by it. I'm not a pretty man, and the sickness is the cause.
You survived, but the scholar said that nobody has ever survived. The scholar has said nobody's ever survived this.
Well, I did, but no one else that got it. I can't explain it. It's beyond me. I'm just a simple guardsman, Captain.
I don't know about that. When somebody tells me that there's a disease that's uncurable, and yet I happen to see someone in front of me that survived it, can't help but wondering there must be something more to you than meets the eye, guardsman.
He actually stays silent. He doesn't know how to respond to that.
Unless you are able to tell us what your regiment was when you had the illness, I guess we can't hold our breaths for too long.
Well, it was when I was still young. All I know is the town where I got it from, but I don't know how that will help us now.
It's on the Maker's hands, I suppose, at this point.
Indeed.
Very well.
Well, this is new information. Perhaps we'll find out something.
Okay.
I'll keep my hands and ears and eyes open.
Okay.
There's some awkward breakfast eating between Delwyn and Gwenhael.
Yeah. Textures awkward.
My character is eating and whatnot, so this is just a... Perhaps it's not the best or most appropriate segue after the gravitas of everything that has happened. But I do want you to know that I haven't exactly given up. I walk off.
You guys will get to Kirkwall, and you'll back over to the Viscount's Keep, where Kane is. You enter into the Grand Hall, and Kane is sprawled on a table, topless, with a blanket over his bum. Right now, there is a dwarf massaging his back, getting all the knots out.
I lean back to the group and say,
Oh.
I lean back to you guys and say, I wish I could tell you this was the first time I'd ever seen him like this.
Wow.
You have interesting friends, man.
When you enter into the hallway, Kane is positioned that way, and he looks up and says, Leildon, my boy, come on in, come in. I hope you don't mind my afternoon massage.
Always the modest one.
So,
we would like to see...
Have you saved the world yet? Can we celebrate?
No, not yet, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Seems we've finished one part of our journey, only to find now we have another handful of things that need to be done now.
All right. Well, do you need me to supply you with any more potions?
I turn to the others and sort of nod for them to... That should be free for them to talk.
Yeah. Could use some things.
All right. So we can deal with that off camera. You can make your purchases.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do while you're in front of Kane?
Do you think he would know anything new about what's going on in Orzammar? How do you pronounce that again?
Orzammar.
Orzammar, okay. For some reason I thought there was a G in there. Orzammar, yeah.
Is that what you're at? So what are you asking him?
I guess I'd like to, since it was... I guess I'd just like to see if he knew anything about what was going on in Orzammar.
Right now, you mean?
Well, I don't know if he would know anything about it or not. That's why I'm asking.
He
If
did
you know
send you to
anything that's happened,
Orzammar.
because we know everything is even secondhand. So
Kane will say, well, from what my agents have reported back to me, Orzammar has... The dwarves there are doing the best that they can to fend off the Darkspawn. As you know, they come from the ground, and so whenever a blight hits, the dwarves get hit pretty hard. Dwarves however, are doing the best that they can to defend themselves from the Darkspawn. So last I heard, they thought that drastic times called for drastic measures. They discovered the secret to making golems. So as far as I can tell, virtually every single dwarf there was voluntold to become a golem for the sake of their own people, for the sake of the protection of Orzammar. And that's really all I know. The golems, however, there's rumors saying that the the process of which to transform into golem left some of the dwarves a little mad, not quite right upstairs, if you catch my drift. Which is why a lot of people don't really bother having any business in Orzammar, on top of the fact that there's a lot of darkspawn spewing from it. From the deep roads, I mean.
Darkspawn and golems.
Oh joy.
Yeah.
The good thing is, whatever political mess they were in a couple of years ago has already been taken care of. When the blight hit and things turned down, I think one individual rose up to rally the dwarves behind her against the blight. Branka, I think was her name. That's all that Kane knows.
All right. Okay.
Oh, and before you leave, I was wondering, what do you think of these? And he snaps his fingers, and one of the servants comes out, and they're carrying these T-shirts, and the T-shirts has basically images of Kane on them, sort of like doing a Buddy Christ kind of pose. And the T-shirts basically has several messages sprawled around them. Things like "Savior of Thedas," and "We can count on the champion," and things like that. I was wondering which of these things you think pop well, for when you save the world. I think the pastels are a little too much. Maybe the wording or the scripting of this could be improved. What do you think, my boy?
I mumble to myself, I don't think they've quite captured the size of your head yet.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
I said I think it'd be best if we put this matter to bed for now.
Oh, well,
There'll be time for details like this.
to bed. That's it. Champion of Kirkwall bed sheets. You're a genius, boy. A genius.
My character
I like it.
What is going on here?
Tonight, knowing that the champion is covering them and protecting them.
Exactly.
Very
The
good.
champion of Kirkwall has you covered. I love it.
Perfect.
Maximilian's just standing
encouraging
at the
him.
back, shaking his head.
Good one there. I'm just gonna say that's
Very good.
I should get 10 XP for that.
You should. Fine.
Okay, so I think all of you decide to leave Kane and his merchandising as quickly as possible.
Anyone else get Spaceballs in their head? You get
Yeah.
T-shirts with every potion purchase.
Well, it is. Think about let us not go back to
Bye.
that once.
Yeah, Kane's like, buy 5 potions, get a free T-shirt.
Out, everyone, and I'm just like trying to guide people out. Like, okay, out, we're leaving now.
Some good ideas.
Oh,
He's in the zone. He's
We
in the
get on
zone
board,
now.
we can get a cut.
Let's get out of
Nope,
here.
not doing this. Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so Maximilian, you were telling me where you were going first, where you meant to go first.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the Mage Tower, and I'm asking our scholar friend to join me.
Okay. And your purpose at the Mage Tower is to do what again? Remind me.
Researching blood magic.
Sure. Yeah,
So
I mean,
maybe we can kill a couple birds with one stone. I mean, if you give me the materials to take down to the smith, I can drop them off there and put in the request.
Here you go.
all right. So Gwenhael is going to go go with Maximilian to the smith, and Delwyn is going to. Delwyn's going to the smith. Gwenhael and Maximilian are going to go to the Mage Tower. Go ahead and roll us research, Gwenhael.
What I'm looking for
research.
actually is just like general information about blood magic,
Yeah.
the cause and effects.
Okay.
No, for more official source.
I only rolled half decently.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you basically don't learn anything new. So yeah, you become relatively well versed, Maximilian, on blood magic. Well,
I'd
You
I
can't
could probably
just
find a
try and
book.
gossip with people
you can't.
about
Well,
blood magic.
I'm rethinking this because like you're going into a circle of magi and you're asking to research.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
send me to
why
the
I
blood
want to
magic?
make-
Can you send me to the blood magic section? So,
Yeah,
so
I'm guessing it's kind of hard.
Gwenhael, if you do that, if you're gonna ask to go and seek out the blood magic section on behalf of Maximilian, you're gonna have to roll me a persuasion.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you don't want to use your 12 as your persuasion. So I'll let you roll a separate thing
Sure.
for persuasion.
15.
Okay.
Stunned.
You will convince them
Well,
that
persuasion. What's a persuasion roll?
Communication?
Communication.
it's communication.
Yeah, oh wait, I have a +2 on that. Yeah.
You get don't you get a bonus from the necklace you have too?
Yeah, I was
+1,
thinking
I
I was
think.
gonna get +, so it's
Yeah.
actually 16. It's actually a 16.
Yeah, it gets
Very
a
good.
+1. Yeah.
I wanted to
So
make sure that was a.
yes, so you are able to convince them. You find the same mage that you spoke to the other day, and you tell him, remember, we're trying to save the world, blah 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 blah, and you're able to convince.
They weren't. They were one of the senior enchanters,
Yes.
weren't they?
Yes, they will. You will get permission to go to the restricted section.
Where am I in all this? Am I just standing at the door waiting?
No, you come on and I lead you through, man.
Yeah.
This is my guide and captain and
Yeah,
whatnot.
just-
This is a quick introduction.
Yeah.
Blah, all that.
So they'll
Yeah,
allow
I'm not gonna
you.
lie to anyone if they ask me why I'm there. I mean, I need to fight demons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so-
with the 16, you're fine. With the 16
Yeah.
persuasion, you're fine. So you basically are able to research and learn about blood magic and the good, the bad, the ugly. Obviously,
Yeah.
though, the books here in the Circle of Magi might be partial in its
Yeah.
position to blood magic. So you believe blood magic is bad,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh, here's a simple catalog of information that's not written in ancient Divini. Blood magic bad. Don't do it.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And meanwhile, Delwyn, you're gonna go over to see Haren and Wade.
Yes.
Ah, customers again. Oh, it's you. I remember you. What can I do for you?
Well, as you can see here, we brought you some of your materials. Found some
Oh,
heartwood in the forest.
Wade starts.
Brilliant forest.
Wade starts to get excited. Oh, bless your heart. You've gotten materials for me. Oh, Heren, see, I told you they would be able to deliver. Heren sighs. I hope you didn't go through too much trouble to acquire these materials.
We were passing through the forest.
Wade says, let's take a look. Let's take a look what we've got. Heartwood. Oh, this is. He sniffs it. Oh, this is fresh. My. I'm very impressed. Oh, can't wait. And you're only giving him the heartwood, or are you giving him something else?
Well, give him the heartwood first off.
Mhm.
So, what can you do with it?
Oh well,
Question.
there's several options. Let me go pull out Wade's notes here so I can look at them. Wade says, with heartwood, I can make several things. I believe I can fashion this into a heartwood bow, a heartwood shield, heartwood staff, or a heartwood helmet. I am going to copy and paste from my DM notes the stats of each of the individual heartwood items.
Mhm.
So you guys can decide, or Delwyn, since he's right there, can decide what to do with them. So as you can see, Heartwood Bow gives you +1 to Dex and Perception. Heartwood Shield gives you +1 to Constitution and Willpower. Heartwood Staff gives you +2 to Magic. Heartwood helmet gives you +1 and to magic and +1 to cunning. In addition to that, no matter which of the 3 you choose, there is a special ability that this thing has. 3 times a day, you can re-roll any 3d6 or damage roll.
Wow.
Any roll you want, 3d6 or
That's
damage
nice.
roll, but you have to keep whatever you re-roll.
Where did you put this?
And you
again?
need to declare this before I give you the results. Like before I tell you pass or fail. So you can't like find out that you failed and then re-roll again.
Right.
I'll be reasonable the first few times. If I give you the success or fail too quickly, I'll be reasonable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, bow, shield, staff, or helmet. And they're all right now on Wade's journal at the bottom.
Oh.
Ah.
I just picture Delwyn coming back with an epic suit of...
Does Delwyn...
Here.
So my question then is, does Delwyn want to make a decision right now? Or make a decision later? Because right now Delwyn's the
Later.
only one there, so...
He knows he'll never hear the end of it if he has him craft something selfishly, so, well, it's a lot of interesting options. Well, I'll have to talk this over and
Oh, I see.
see
Well,
what we can come up with.
don't take too long. I'm dying to finally put my skills into good use for a change. Did you bring
course.
anything else?
Well, I mean, nothing really, but I am curious. We found an ironbark staff. It's rather nice.
Ironbark
but I
staff.
don't really know what to do with it.
This was owned by a very powerful mage indeed.
Where did I put my staff?
He says, well, between you and me, as much as I would love to be able to work with this ironbark, it is a very nice staff. But if you wish, I can repurpose it into a shield, a bow, or a helmet as well. And I will give you the stats. He's giving you the option to keep it as a staff, or if you want, he can turn into something else. This is the stats for the staff. I'm putting it in his... Alright, his journal's been updated. Ironbark staff gives you magic +1, communication +1. The shield gives you willpower +2. The bow gives you perception +2. And the helmet gives you cunning +2. In addition, no matter which of the items you choose, the item will maintain its cast shape earth once per day. You will not lose that ability because Wade is skilled enough to not break that enchantment.
Nice.
Ooh. Well, you know what you need to do. 2 shields. One on each hand.
Dual shields.
Yeah.
Dual shields.
Perhaps you can just rework the ironbark to make it look like my staff, because I would love to, because I still actually kind of wanted that staff, but it doesn't look like
Maximilian turns into basically Captain America 2.0.
Yeah.
Dual shields. If Delwyn
Steve Rogers.
if Delwyn wants to talk to the rest of his party, then we can deal with off camera what you
Yeah.
want Wade
Yeah.
to build to
Have to think about it. I've got a mage friend who might like that staff, although if you could shiny it up with the little Orlesian bells and whistles, he might think it fancy.
Okay. So if you want, you can let him know
Yeah.
what you want, but it'll take time for him to build it. So
What kind of shield is it? Is it like a medium shield, a light shield, or heavy shield? I don't know if there's like 3
so
different shields.
yes, sorry, let me specify. So for the ironbark shield, that is going to be medium. For the heartwood, that's going to be heavy.
Oh my god.
I know,
need
you're
this
oh my godding a Heartwood shield,
Maximilian's
and I'm oh my
drooling.
godding a Heartwood helmet so bad. +1 magic and cunning?
Oh my god, willpower and constitution? Oh my god!
You,
In hell? Okay.
That's
Do
gonna be
what your heart tells you.
do what the heart one tells me.
Okay, so we'll deal with that off camera. You guys can fight over who wants what. Then, is there anything else that you guys are doing in Kirkwall?
Not really. I don't need any potions.
Not outside of the usual, just slipping in to get some potions.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll do that off camera as well.
Yeah.
You guys will be able to leave. You can leave Kirkwall late afternoon, in the late afternoon / evening, early evening, if you want to immediately go to wherever it is your next destination is. It'll take some time for Wade to fashion the weapons, though. So probably
So
after.
I imagine after we come back from our next destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Is there anything that I need to know about the trip from Kirkwall to the Mage Tower, if that's still what you guys are doing? Is that what you guys are still doing?
Could probably take Mage Tower, then Redcliffe, like right off, because it's like right there.
Sure.
Sounds.
That makes
or
sense.
what do you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, I might not answer that. I keep on thinking back on it because now I have a reason for my character actually wanting to go to Orlais and not to, because I might be able to find some more notes about the sickness.
I mean, that's
But,
an
yeah.
option too. I'm not gonna tell you no. You might have to convince the captain to go that far, but I'm not gonna tell you no.
It could help your companion.
The
And
captain.
I'm like, yeah, you can run tests on me, if you want. Take my blood, whatever.
The Circle Tower, let's see. So we're coming from Kirkwall. The Circle Tower isn't going to be as far as the Brazilian forest. So it's going to probably take... you'll probably get there the next morning, I think. If you leave right that evening, you'll get there in the next morning or by noon. By the way, during this time, you do hear that the captain and crew spoke with Kane to see if there is anything that he can do about this illness, and you will overhear that Kane had also heard about this pox, but you will also hear from him that there have been no reports of the pox happening since the last I guess epidemic of the pox occurred, or report of the pox was in Redcliffe 20 years ago. That was the last time. There has been no other
I have
accounts.
so many theories, but I can't tell them.
There's a lot of things, yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot, I'm sorry, I'm doing that on purpose. The entire time, that whole conversation, I was like, oh, I don't want to say anything because spoilers. But anyway.
I have so many ideas now. Okay, whatever.
So,
Anyway, I saw Maelstrom saying spoilers.
there has been no accounts of this pox for over 20 years. But so he unfortunately doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything that can help him. So the crew member is going to remain on the ship. The captain will say that it doesn't feel right to just leave him behind. So they're going to keep him around until the bitter end. And deal with whatever happens when it happens. The captain, of course, is going to be in very low spirits, so she's not going to be interested in joining you. She will say that she will not be interested in joining you on the excursion to the tower. However, you are welcome. She will explain to you you're welcome to take, people with you. Although, if the Mage Tower is as bad as they say it is, she would recommend not taking more than 1 or 2 people with you, because it might be harder to avoid demons if you're trying to stealth your way through them. Because they can easily outnumber you if you don't attempt to stealth your way through them.
Damn.
Well, we could take our good buddy Vic. I mean, he's got some skills.
So the selection screen... So what I envision is this character select screen appears, and you have each of them in a row, and every time you click on them, they go, yes! And then when you unclick them, they go, horse feathers! Or something. Or they do something. So
Yeah.
right now, the selection screen, just pretend the selection screen appears in front of you, and there are 4 characters. There is First Mate Vic, there is Archer, there is Plim, and there is Cogs. 4 characters, 1 or 2 people. If you want, you can make this decision with Lealden. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I will tell you right now that those are the 4 characters that you can choose from, and the captain recommends only bringing 1 or 2 of the 4. And then the last thing that she's going to ask you, and again, if you want to wait for Lealden, is to decide whether they're dropping you off at the top of the tower or at the base of the tower.
Again, we should wait for LJ to make that decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Great. All right. Session's over. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yay!
Good
Yay.
stuff.